Good evening everybody, welcome to the studio tonight, and we're going to do a little bit more pyrography tonight. I'm just going to play about with some text though, rather than start another image for a moment. I'm going to do some black and white stuff just because. So I'm going to do it on a little tiny plaque like this. Actually, what I should do is just give that a quick sand, which is something I hadn't thought about before the stream, so I'm going to do it now. That will just help it create a nice surface on which to apply the pyrography. It just basically smooths out any of the effectively hairs that are on the surface. Slightly rough wood texture from when it was planed. There we go. It's quite a fine sandpaper is that. Don't use wet and dry paper because the grit comes off and it makes the wood grey, because it then embeds itself into the grain. Two pussycats watching. Now then, glasses, that's what I was thinking of. I want to change my glasses. Right, so let's see about some guidelines on this piece of wood. Well, that's quite convenient. The width of the ruler. I could do this on paper first and then do trace down, but I'm going to do it directly onto the wood. It's a little bit quicker that way. So that's about there. Now then, I want about halfway between those two, roughly. It doesn't, does it actually matter? Not fantastically, but I'm going to do it by the ruler anyway. So we're about there, and about there. Not quite half, but it's close enough. Right, and I need to know roughly where the centre is. So it's about what? That's 7.5. So that's 3 3/4. So it's about there. And is that? And we'll just create a space at the end. It should help in a bit in the layout. And then we'll have a go at doing the rest of this in freehand. it is sort of like that, isn't it? Okay, so I'm gonna draw. Yeah, I'm trying. Never having done this particular font before, I'm not altogether sure how to draw it. Which of course is making this a little bit interesting. And sort of like that, and like that. I don't need to do any kerning on that now. Let's just do that as a straight. Yeah. I'll do some adjustment on this shortly. Yeah, probably have to move that over a little bit. Although it could be close, could be close. Let's have a look what it looks like when. Actually, doesn't look too bad. That character wants moving over a little bit. That, yeah. Okay. Okay, from about there, and that's like that. That's not quite as long, that's still not quite, and then like that. Okay, that therefore means that's got to go a little bit lower because it isn't quite right. In fact, now that I've got the base of those letters in, let's just see how. Yeah. That's going to have to come down there, and that circle therefore wants to be a little bit lower. Okay, and then we will move this part of that over slightly. Like that, and yep, that looks like it will do. We'll do a little bit of embellishment on that as well. Layers are good evening. Captain Dobie also good evening, and Super Speedy. Wow. Good evening everybody. I'm doing some lettering tonight. Well, I'll probably be doing, I don't know what else I'm going to be doing because hopefully this won't take that long, but we're just going to be doing a little bit of lettering. Have a go, see what it looks like. And then we'll see quite how much I can embellish this. Maybe, I don't know. Oh, you want to go do what if you've been doing or watching someone else, that's all right. Super Speedy. Whilst I might like to mandate the fact that you have to watch me, you don't have to. That could do with a bit of a clean. No, that one has been done, Captain Dobie. That's the Zelda box. Aldel H, good evening, welcome. So this is something different, and I'm trying to get this. The trick with all of this is to get smooth curves. I could sit down, draw it out. I could even do this on a computer and then trace it, but just want to have a go at doing this sort of thing, more or less freehand. I could, as I say, I could do it on the computer, and then it kind of would be perfect. And if I was doing it a lot, that's precisely how I'd do it for speed. So what am I doing today? I am doing that. Just drawn it out now. So it's a puzzle for you guys. See if you can work out what it is. And since I'm talking about fonts and text, it's obviously text, so what does it say? And of course, to make life awkward for you, I'm going to hold it upside down for a while. Or any which way but the right way up. Why does that sound like there's no sound? Where's my mouse? Is that just decided because... For some reason it didn't like the... Sorry about that. I think you've had all the clues that you need. I'll tell you what, if you haven't worked it out by the end of the stream, I'll tell you. That's an interesting, yeah. So, High Gallifreyan, is it that you're suggesting this is? Interesting, but I think most of the Gallifreyan text is circle based. Yeah, but it only needs to be about what it looks like. It's a font. It's meant for writing. It doesn't have to be. Yeah. So I'm talking to myself in a way there. Fonts are meant for writing, so it only needs to resemble it. Long straight lines, freehand is interesting. Doing it with an airbrush, it's easier because you just move your whole body. In fact, that's the trick with airbrushing, is you always move your body. You don't draw lines with your fingers. Of course, when you're using pens like this, you move your fingers. And hey, of course, I'm writing text. I want it to be reasonably neat and looking, but of course it doesn't have to be perfect. Has that done it again? It has, it's done it again. For some reason that it does not like being on my second monitor, on my third monitor actually. So are you going to play the whole thing now, or are you still going to mess about with... I wonder. I will bet that's... oh dear. This music player. Right. Play all of it. Don't just play one song. You have to make a playlist, I suppose. That will get round the problem, but we'll deal with that some other time. Once I've just ghosted this in, I will then erase all the pencil marks from here. Not that it matters, I'm going to be using black text, or as dark as I can get it. So it will drown out the pencil marks even if it embeds them into the pyrography. So what you kind of seen me do here really is just the way in which I would do not freehand writing, but sort of more formalish writing in pyrography, because quite literally I can heat this pen up and use it like a pen, and just write freehand, just like I would do with a pencil on paper, and you know, with all the attendant problems of not necessarily spacing out things on a line, or having the right spelling or something like that. But if I want to do sort of formal lettering, this is kind of how I normally do it. Okay, let's erase the pencil marks and go from there. Do we actually know what the Dalek language actually is? Because of course you always only hear the Daleks speaking in English, because the TARDIS is doing the translation for you. And do they actually write anything down? Isn't it all computer stuff? So interesting guess, but no, not quite. Right, let's actually apply some better pyrography to this than what I've done here. So I'll make it look a lot nicer. Hopefully look a lot nicer anyway. So we'll start by turning up some heat. And we'll put the basic outline in, and then we'll just add a little bit of embellishment to the basic outline. The Daleks, of course, aren't computers, LDLH. They're creatures. They're just inside what is effectively a mobile tank. No, they are. I mean, obviously they are inside machines, but they are a creature. One that the Dalek history is of them being people, I think, in the long past, but they had sort of nuclear wars and other radiation. And then Davros effectively put them into machines. So they are actually an organic creature at the centre. Somewhat of an ugly tentacled looking thing. When I look at that, I can almost read it. Cybermen. Don't know about the Cybermen. The Cybermen, I thought, well, I don't know. I thought I literally don't know the history of the Cybermen. I kind of think of them as robots. That's one that I'd have to look up on the internet to see. Just a second. Sorry, just looking at up something. Right. Now in theory I could leave it like that, but I'm not going to. What we're going to do now is embellish some of these characters a little bit. Make them look a little bit more substantial than they currently do. So they give them more of a calligraphy feel. So effectively what I'm trying to do now is just make it look as though this has been done with a broad width nib on a pen. Where as you're writing with a broad width nib, you get thicker edges and thinner edges, just depending on the angles. And of course, when you're writing with a broad nib to pen, you can exploit that to get some of the shapes that you want. And I'm guessing nobody's worked out what it says yet. Hmm? one way of getting thick lines with this particular pen is to actually turn it sideways. So instead of going vertically with the pen vertically, horizontally, actually it's a slightly wider nib that way. Right, I think that will do. So has nobody worked out what it is yet? It is a reputedly a language. And it does actually spell out a word. Good evening, 3D bloke, and how are you today? Have you recovered from your desire to hit a poor defenseless computer with a great big hammer? I'm wondering if I need to do anything else on that, or whether just to leave it exactly like that. Just a thing. It's not Klingon, no. Lady Zara is guessing it's Klingon.
What have you been talking about?
Haven't? No. Doctor Who.
Doctor Who language.
No, it's not a Doctor Who language. No, it doesn't actually. But that's an interesting thought. Maybe I will do another one that says Zaraganat on it. In fact, that seems like a really good idea. You've no idea what it means, but it looks awesome. Thank you very much, Aldel H. I think actually the lady Zara there suggested it might say Zaragana. It doesn't, but that might be an interesting thing to try and put on. Since I have another one, we'll have a go at that. Yes, indeed, Captain Derby. Keep you guessing. So you'll have to wait till the end of the stream now to find out what it does actually say. Either that or wait until tomorrow and skip to the end of the video on demand.
I was looking at it.
Lady Zara wants to take a closer look. Actually, you might get a clue in a minute. A runic language. Well, I suppose. Sort of. But when you know what it says, you can kind of read it, which is not usual for runes. No, it's not Zaraganese. Afraid that's a good guess, but it's not Zaraganese. Just get rid of a few. Now then, how am I going to do this? So we'll leave that. We'll just leave that there for the moment. Is it Arabic or Japanese? You could call it a Latin alphabet. And of course, I believe what is it, the Latin alphabet is based on Arabic. You kind of had at least one clue tonight on this. No, it's not Egyptian. I'm having fun with this.
You need to watch Doctor Who to understand.
No. Yeah, let me turn that noise off. No, you don't need to watch Doctor Who to understand this. In fact, it's nothing to do with Doctor Who at all. I wonder if I can cheat with this. Well, why not? Why not cheat with it? But what I'm writing now should help you understand some of what it says. Too far away. Oh dear. You kind of will all... Well, I suspect you'll kick yourself at the end when you actually do know what it says and where it comes from. Yeah, okay, let's do that. Now you're looking at the font, so that should help you sort it out, but
What?
don't tell them.
No.
Yeah.
I actually got the first letter.
Yeah, it's once you know what the font
I
is,
still
you
don't
can
see the rest.
you can read it.
No, I can't.
Okay. I'm having to refer to a font chart in order to be able to do this. That was not quite right. That, I could do with a guideline for that. Is that what you think? Wow, I'm really off on that, aren't I? Is that what you think it is, Super Speedy? Is that your guess? That's kind of more... yeah. And then that's sort of like that. I see. You think you've worked it out then, guys? No, nothing to do with the Quran Super Speedy. Ah, thank you very much. The cream cake fairy has arrived again. Grain of the Wood is playing games with me there. Well, you know what I'm writing here? No, it's not Russian Super Speedy. It's not Russian at all. You know what I'm writing here? So that should help you understand what that says. That reminds me of the old joke, you know, Super Speedy, is how do you keep an idiot in suspense? I'll tell you tomorrow. I didn't call you that, Super Speedy. I can't help it if you inferred something I didn't say. You have a nice question for me. I see. You never know, 3D block. You never know. That's the problem with time travel. It doesn't half mess up your tenses. Yeah, okay. I am generally doing this sans serif, so you need to take medicine every half hour and you need to take 3 pills every half hour. How long did it take you to take 3 pills? About 10 seconds. Yes, it does, Captain Derby. either that 3D or you were looking for half an hour, but about 10 seconds. And in any case, for going by your logic there, you forget that it says take 3 pills every half hour, and you'd only take them once every half hour, so it would be 3 in 1, but for 10 seconds. Now, in that case, you've got your logic wrong, Super Speedy, because you say you have to take three pills every half hour. So at the very most, it would have to be half an hour. Anyway, across the map is an apple. Try its slight sorry, Super Speedy, I'm having a problem with the language. And you're hungry and you eat the apple and get across the lake. You can't walk around it because it's big and the lake is frozen. What do you do if the lake's frozen? Then you walk across it. And if the apple's across a map, then just reach across the map. It's easy, just it's like reach across the map. You know, I'd almost use it as a business card, except for the fact that nobody would be able to read it. Well, That's not true. I'm sure there are people that can read it, but so who was it? Captain Doby. Captain Doby, you think you know what the top one says and what language it is. So how about you you tell us and we'll have a guess. We'll see whether you're right. The bottom one is the same but says Zaraganat. Hyrulian language, I see. That's Zaraganat. Yep, Captain Doby, you are correct. And that was quite a clever way of saying so. It does indeed say Zelda, and it is in the Highland or Hyrulian language. Can't remember which basically is Latin text. It's just straight character substitution. And once you know what the letters are, and just to point them out to you, if you can't see them, that's the letter Z for Zelda. You've then got an E, an L, a D, and an A. And once you know the letter, you can almost read that. And you can almost read art there. I don't know about Zaragon. You can sort of see it, but so did you enjoy the little puzzle, trying to puzzle that out? Why does that look? And of course, you had that clue earlier on in the in the broadcast, of course. The problem is, it does look like, I don't know exactly Klingon or anything like that, but it does kind of look like that sort of font off of something like that, or Middle Earth, or anything sort of. So it's very easy to miss 3D. I didn't know it. I wouldn't have known it at all. I looked it up tonight, and I have a font translation on my screen. I've got the alphabet. The other weird thing about it is there's actually two forms of it. So I understand this is the left-hand version, and there's a right-hand version, which is literally then just swapped around, mirror left to right. Ah, okay, yeah, Captain Derby. I was going to say, Zelda text is precisely what I searched for, so I was kind of surprised that you hadn't found it. So I used about the third link, Actually, it's in Wikipedia, and then there's a link from there to, well, there's a picture of the font in there. So it was an interesting thing to do, I think. I don't actually have anything else to do tonight. I do have one little plaque left. Ah, yes. I have one little plaque left. And I think I know what I'm going to do with it. Yeah, then, just bear with me a second. When I did the first three, I did three trees. Like that. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a tree on the last one. And on the last plaque I've got, and well, sort of a tree. And I've just got an image that I've just looked up for a different shaped tree. So I think I'll do that on the last one. Different language tomorrow. Maybe we'll do Klingon tomorrow. LDLH. The Klingon alphabet on an A4 board. I'm not sure how I'm going to do that, but right. Let's have. This one isn't quite as white as those. This one's more of a yellow board. Which side looks better? That one's lighter than that, but that's. Yeah, I'll do it this side. These boards have been cut out with a what do you call it? I'd call it like a cookie cutter. It's been pressed straight down to cut these shapes. You can tell by the way in which it's quite a sharp edge on the bottom and it's slightly rounded on the top. And all the others I've pyrographed on the top, not the bottom, and even if I sand the sides off it doesn't quite feel the same, so I'm going to do this one on the top as well. So we'll just give it a quick sand. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a palm tree on it. So there you go, no guessing involved. So a freehand palm tree. No, that wasn't what I wanted to do. I wanted to do that. And then, if I remember rightly, Control plus, yep. Okay, palm tree. Hmm. Okay, I've never done a palm tree before, so I have no idea whether this looks right or not. Well, I do have an idea because I'm looking at one, but so we're doing this somewhat stylized, of course, but that's what the others are as well. So we're going to come from about here, and we're going to come. Something like that. Hyrulian, good evening and welcome. You missed out on the on the guesswork as to what these were, or what that was. That says Zaragan Art. Okay, 3D. You play. Hopefully, you're playing. You're playing Soma again tonight, are you? If you are, I shall probably be watching. Yep, okay. Well, not bad. Need a bit more practice, I think, with palm trees, but that's not bad as a first attempt at a palm tree. So that goes with my other collection of trees. So poplar looking tree, a firish looking tree, and a somewhat generic looking tree. So 4 trees, if a palm can actually be called a tree, but but we did the palm tonight. The other trees were done previously, and then we did these two. That which says Zelda in Hyrulian or Hylian, and that which says Zaraganat in the same thing. Thank you, Aldel H. Right, it's 10 o'clock. It's time for me to finish for this evening. Thank you all for watching and the fun of watching you try and guess what this was. That was is interesting. Thank you very much for your guesses and for playing along. I'm going to say to anybody that's watching and doesn't know, I do sell jewellery, some of which you've been watching in the pictures below, as well as some of the art forms that I have done on stream. In fact, all of these pictures were taken from things done on stream. So if you haven't checked out the shop, I encourage you to do so. Pass it on to family and friends. Great for haven't made those rings, but they're an example of colours. Pass it on to family and friends. You know, maybe make some purchases for Christmas, perhaps. Anyway, if you're not following me as well, I'd appreciate it if you did, but if you don't want to, that's quite alright. On the other hand, if you'd like a notification when I go live, you can also get that from Twitter. It's @Zaraganat. or if you'd just like to catch me on the stream tomorrow when we'll be doing some more pyrography, but I don't know what of yet, then I should be live from about 8 PM UK time, 1900 hours UTC, GMT, same time, or about 2 hours ago. It was 8 o'clock, but tomorrow. Thank you all. Highly recommend you go check out 3D Bloke now, playing Soma, which is proving to be quite an interesting game to watch. So thank you all, and I hope to see you again in the future. Bye for now.